My name is Armelle-CCIF. I'm the managing director of the French Chamber of Commerce here in Ghana. So I actually grew up in an island, the island of Martinique in the Caribbean, and I came to Ghana about 8 years ago, and I came back 4 years ago. I started working as a teacher at the French school, then at the embassy as a press and communication officer, and now I'm the managing director of the French Chamber of Commerce. So basically my institution now helps to encourage relationship between Ghana and France, trade relationship. So basically we accompany a French company to settle here in Ghana and Ghanaian company to settle in France. So we're just here to encourage them to foster a relationship between French companies and Ghanaian companies. And we also had a networking aspect. We also organize a lot of events for them to meet, to collaborate, to sign deals, to discuss. So that's what we do.
Based on your rich experience, having worked in Ghana, having worked probably the islands where you were from, and also being well traveled entirely, yes. In your experience, what are some of the career development opportunities that youth can engage in to equip their careers here in Ghana? Because there's a major problem between the period in tertiary institutions in Ghana and when they graduate, most of them get unemployed. They do not know how to actually make certain decisions towards their self-development or their career development. So in your experience, what are some of the career development opportunities that youth can engage in to equip their careers here?
Okay, sure. I think that there are two major aspects that we need to talk about. First of all, it's internship. Like, I think it's really, really important because most of the time, companies, they want to employ people that have certain skills. And how do you develop your skills when you're in university is by doing volunteering, is by interning with companies.
Just honest, you said volunteering. Let me just put that down. We've been encouraging volunteering for the past 3 years, and usually, yes, a lot of young people think it's not important. So just hold on. I just want to write that down.
Okay. Yes, volunteering, because even me, when I'm looking at CVs, I want to see that the person that I am hiring has been some kind of involved in the company world. Because it's true that the universities, the studies are very different from what we actually do when we enter the business world. So it's always important for employers to see that the person that you're likely to employ has been doing this internship or has been volunteering there and there and there. So it's very key, I think, for all employers to see that your future employee is very involved in the company world, the business world, has been able to develop this or this skill, interacting with this or these people during their internships. So I think it's very important, my first point. And the second thing I would say is really about the network. As much as they can, the graduates should be able to attend events, try to meet people, exchange contacts, keep up with those contacts, like send an email like once in a while just to see how the person is doing. Because in the end, every opportunity that I got in my career, literally every single opportunity I've got, it's through networking. It's because I met this person at this point in my life. 3 years later, the person called me back, oh, you're in this country. Okay, so I actually know someone. Wow. And that's how come I've been able to, yes.
Even up to managerial positions.
Yes, literally.
Wow.
Yes, that's how it happened. Just networking. I met someone at some point. Even my first experience here in Ghana, I was working at Alliance Française. That was 7 years ago. It's because I had met a man 5 years before that I kept in touch with. He had a business back then in Ghana. I met him in my island, in Martinique. He had a business in Ghana. He shared my CV with everyone in Ghana. And that's how come I was able to get an interview for an internship at Alliance Française at the time. So it's really, really about, first of all, the internship, but
and the network.
Yes, and the networking. Very important.
Interesting. And how do I, as a graduate from the university, increase my employability enough to attract employment from other countries just like you? Like how you mentioned, you have gotten the opportunity to work in different countries. So But how do I also become employable on that level to be able to be in Ghana and apply for maybe a job in Togo or somewhere else?
You mentioned Togo, perfect. Languages, you have to learn French. It's impressive how you guys are surrounded by French countries.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you have a lot of Ghanaian people that don't want to speak French because apparently their French teachers were not really nice in school. So I don't like their trauma, but you guys, you have to go over this trauma because yes, French and other languages, international languages, because you guys already have a beautiful and rich culture. You speak Tree, you speak Gon, you speak French, you speak Ewe, you speak everything. And it's great. And I can only encourage you to keep up in that because you don't have to lose yourself. You don't have to lose your identity. It's very important. But at the same time, if you want to have this international perspective, if you want to be able to work in other countries, you have to be able to speak other international languages. You have English already, that's good for you because English is spoken everywhere. But if you can add French to your portfolio, that's another 50 million inhabitants that speak French. That's another almost like all of the African countries that you can go to and work. So it's very important. The more languages you speak, the better chance you have, of course, to work abroad. But I think that you should definitely start with French. And it's not because I speak French, I'm a French citizen. It's just because when you look at the African continent, you get, and your position in West Africa, all of the surrounding countries are French speaking countries. So I think it's a key element to speak French, to speak Spanish, to speak as many languages as you can. But if you had to focus on 2 languages, I would say French and English. Yeah. After you have Spanish, you have Mandarin, you have Arabic, who are also Arabic. Yes, because the influence of China on the African continent is huge. So it can be also a huge asset for you to speak Mandarin. So Mandarin, Portuguese, because Portuguese is also spoken in Africa, Spanish is also spoken in Africa, Arabic is spoken in Africa, so that's the languages that you should be focusing on. So yeah, the different languages and also the general knowledge. Since I was, I think, a student, maybe first year of master, first year of university, I started listening to the news every single day because I realized that the more information you have, the more powerful you are. So if you go to the networking events, you happen to meet someone who is from Burkina Faso or someone who is from, I don't know, Peru or Lebanon or whatever. The easiest way to connect with someone is to share something with them. So you're from Ghana. You know what? I've been to Ghana, Aquaba. I know that you do this and do that. And instantly a connection is created, and that's how you build your network. So general knowledge is very important, and I got that through listening to the news every single morning, so I know what's going on in the country where I live in, and I also know what's going on in the region, in the world in general. So I think it's very important.
Based on the language point you raised, these days some young people think because of iPhones and the language apps these days, they don't necessarily need the language because they can just, I know there are apps that help you translate the language, so they just speak like in English and then it translates to French to the rest. So what do you have to say about that? Since that is the reason why
I wouldn't
you feel...
be able to have this interview with you if I was not speaking English, would I? No. I wouldn't be able to be the head of the French Chamber of Commerce here in Ghana if I was not speaking English. So that is not true. That's a lie. We have to tell them. That's a lie. You need, because if you are in a managing position, let's say that you're the head of the top 5 bank in Japan or whatever. If you don't master the language, people will never share the same level of information with you because there is just this thing that means that you can connect to the person. And do you think really that you're going to be sitting in a board meeting with 50 people and you're going to wait for you to translate on your phone and say what you have to say? It's not realistic. It's not realistic. So no, you have to speak different languages.
I thank God you answered this question. So, as managing director for CCIF Ghana, why do expatriates or internationals? Okay, no, I missed the question. The question here is, will you recommend volunteering and job shadowing to Ghanaian youth? And if yes, why?
Yes, I think I've answered that already because, as I said, volunteering, opportunities, internships, every opportunity you can get to go into the real world and see how it's going can be good for you. Because, first of all, it can also give you an idea of what you like or you don't like about a specific field. Let's say that me, I want to be, I don't know, like a doctor, and I think it's all rosy, and I want to save life, and I go there, but the first day I see blood and I faint, like I might need to rethink my career path. So it gives you a lot of information, and because people tend to think that okay, I'm going to work and that's it. You have to try to find a work that you have a passion for, something that you're going to be happy about. Waking in the morning, going to work. Work shouldn't be a burden to you. And how do you discover what you like or you don't like about a job? Is by doing it. It's by seeing it. It's by shadowing someone who's doing it. So I can only recommend to do volunteering because it might teach you one thing or two about you that you didn't even know before, and also because for your future career it's going to be important for employers to see that okay, he doesn't have zero experience. It's been there and there. He's been saying this and that. Okay, I think he can help me. So yeah.